Imam Ali, in his wisdom, paints a vivid picture of the world. It's a place, he says, that wears down our bodies with trials, yet it lures us in with false hopes. The promises it makes, they're enticing, but they're also fleeting, temporary, like chasing after a mirage. Every step forward only seems to create another layer of longing. Now let's think about this for a moment. The world has a way of making us believe in its permanence, but it's full of contradictions, isn't it? The joy we find in earthly things often comes with equal measures of sorrow. What we gain is, earned through effort and struggle. And what we lose, it leaves us hollow, weighed down by this aching sense of regret. I mean, if I look back on my own life, there's one moment that stands out. It was this job opportunity. It seemed perfect. The salary, the title, the prestige. It was everything I thought I wanted. Everything I'd kind of dreamed about. I put in the hours. I sacrificed time with friends and family. And when I finally got it, there was this brief sense of accomplishment. But it wasn't real joy. The position wasn't what I expected. There were pressures, politics, constant demands I hadn't anticipated. Instead of feeling fulfilled, I found myself questioning if it had even been worth it, if it ever could be worth it. And that, I think, is the essence of what Imam Ali conveys here. The world gives absolutely, but it takes as well. Every gain comes at the price of toil, and every loss leaves behind the weight of longing. It's such a delicate balance, and honestly, a bit of a harsh one too. So when Imam Ali describes the world's deceptions, it's not just an abstract idea, it's a framework almost for understanding our own lives, our own struggles and illusions. Everything in this world, according to Imam Ali, leads us closer to one undeniable reality: death. It's not a concept that's easy to face, but the truth is, as we live, as we chase our ambitions and desires, we're also moving steadily toward that final moment. Imam Ali portrays this journey as one filled with distractions. The world keeps offering hope, new opportunities, new dreams, new illusions. But these hopes often, they keep us looking forward, so far forward that we lose sight of the inevitable. Death isn't in the hazy future, it's always close, nearer than we'd like to admit. And here's the paradox, the one we often avoid thinking about. The same world that brings us closer to our end also convinces us to hold on tightly to life. It does this by pulling at our desires, tricking us with the idea that we have plenty of time. But do we really? I mean, think about moments when we let ourselves believe we'd do something later or we'd set things right someday. How often does that someday arrive? Take a historical example. Rabia al-Adawiyya, the renowned mystic from the Islamic tradition. She lived with what could only be described as absolute clarity about life and death. Instead of clinging to material possessions or worldly joys, she focused entirely on devotion and an unshakable connection with God. It wasn't because she rejected the world completely, it was because she understood it for what it truly is: temporary, fleeting. Her entire life became a deliberate step away from illusions and a step closer to preparing for the afterlife. And honestly, stories like Rabia's, they make you think, don't they? They make you wonder what it really means to live with purpose. Maybe we all need to pause and ask ourselves, are we being distracted by false hopes, or are we prepared for what's inevitable? Imam Ali offers a profound metaphor for life. He likens it to a journey, one where we are travellers passing through, not settlers. It's such a striking image, isn't it? If you think about it, a traveller carries only what's necessary, never burdening themselves with more than they need. They move forward, focused on where they're headed, not distracted by the temporary stops along the way. This idea resonates deeply when you consider the fleeting nature of material pursuits. So much of our time is spent accumulating things: possessions, achievements, titles. But how much of it, really, has lasting value? If we're honest, it's not the things themselves, but the meaning, the purpose behind them that can actually enrich our lives. And even that, it's often so temporary. When I look back, I remember a moment years ago when I decided, finally, to declutter my life, both physically and emotionally. There were shelves filled with trophies, certificates, memorabilia, things I thought defined who I was. It was hard, honestly. Letting go felt like losing pieces of myself, as though those items proved I had lived, that I'd accomplished something. But, the irony is, once they were gone, I didn't miss them. What remained were memories, experiences, lessons. Those truly mattered. And it was freeing. this realization that I wasn't tied to those objects after all. Imam Ali's wisdom is clear. If we cling too tightly to the world, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. It's not about rejecting life or its joys, but understanding that they're not the ultimate goal. Instead, we can focus on creating a legacy of purpose, of kindness, of moments that uplift the soul, and most importantly, preparing for what's to come when this journey, this temporary life, ends. As we conclude this reflection, I encourage you to pause and consider, what are you holding on to that's weighing you down? What can you let go of to live more freely, more purposefully? Perhaps in embracing a traveller's mindset, we can all find a deeper satisfaction, one that's rooted not in possessions, but in values and connections that endure beyond this world. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of Imam Ali's wisdom. Until next time, take care and live with intention.